Trump v. Biden. Who's ahead in the polls? On November 5th, Americans will go to the polls to elect their next president. The contest will feel familiar. The two main candidates are the same as in 2020. Joe Biden, the incumbent, faced no viable competition for the Democratic nomination. His predecessor in office, Donald Trump, easily saw off the crowded field in the Republican primary. Both men are widely disliked. Mr. Biden's presidency has been defined by high inflation, big industrial policy bills, and turmoil abroad. Mr. Trump's supporters tried to overturn his election lost in 2020. He faces federal charges over his alleged participation in that scheme and has been convicted of a felony relating to his 2016 presidential campaign. The election will be less a popularity contest than a referendum on which many Americans think is the least bad option. Our election forecast shows the chances each man has of winning a second term in office. Here you can find the latest polls. Explore how a hypothetical voter might cast a ballot with our interactive Build a Voter model. And if you are interested in contests elsewhere, see our British election tracker and more at our election tracker hub. A first look at our election forecast model. Key dates. The election is still many months away, but with the two candidates now in effect decided, the campaign can begin in earnest. June 27th. First presidential debate. Joe Biden and Donald Trump agreed to meet for the first of two debates, sidestepping the commission that normally arranges three. Normally, the candidates hash out important issues, or at least trade insults for 90 minutes. June 15th. Republican National Convention. Typically a 4-day pageant for the party's chosen nominee, the party will formally select a presidential and vice presidential candidate in Milwaukee. August 19th. Democratic National Convention. Similar to the Republican convention a month earlier, the Democrats will formally nominate Mr. Biden as their presidential candidate in Chicago. Step 10. Second presidential debate. The two main candidates will meet again a week after Labor Day, traditionally when Americans begin to pay attention to the election. Holding the debates so long before most people vote will no doubt lessen their impact on the race. Now 5th. Election Day. Polls open on a Tuesday in early November, though early voting and mail-in ballot initiatives will mean many Americans will have already voted. Counting ballots will go on for weeks in some states. Jan 6, 2025. Results certification. Once all votes are counted, the results must be certified by Congress. Normally a pro forma event, in 2021 Ms. Trump's supporters stormed the Capitol building to stop the certification. He is on trial for his alleged role in the attack. Jan 20th, 2025. Inauguration. The newly re-elected president will be sworn into office for his second term on the steps of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The candidates. Joe Biden, President. Joe Biden, at 81, will be the oldest ever major party presidential candidate, breaking his own record set in 2020. Mr. Biden won a seat in the Senate at the age of 30 and held it for over 3 decades. He made failed bids for president in 1988 and 2008 and served as Barack Obama's vice president. Despite a reputation as a centrist Democrat, in office he has pushed to expand the state and lobby for unions. He has also led an international coalition to support Ukraine against Russia's invasion. Although he promises to finish the job if re-elected, many voters think the job may finish him. Donald Trump, former president. Donald Trump's extraordinary campaign follows his no less remarkable term as America's 45th president, which concluded shortly after his supporters staged an armed attack on the Capitol. His alleged role in instigating the attack and a broader effort to overturn results of the 2020 election resulted in 2 criminal indictments in federal court and Georgia state court. He faces 2 others, totaling 91 felony charges. The 77-year-old denies all wrongdoing. Mr. Trump is a self-proclaimed billionaire who made and lost much of his money in real estate before he became a reality TV star. This time his campaign pairs familiar culture war issues, building a border wall, left-wing gender insanity, with fresh grievances against the lawyers prosecuting his cases and the judges overseeing them.